Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Cruz and welcome back to another video. This is frequently asked questions. So I don't have a ton of subscribers, so I don't get millions and millions of comments like bigger YouTubers do. However, I've had some videos that have done pretty well on YouTube, a few thousand views. I think the HX Stomp versus the Kemper video is up to like 12,000 views. I'm extremely grateful for that and had no idea that it would have that kind of an impact on the YouTube world, and I'm thankful. But I have noticed that there's some questions that I get either quite often or just some questions that I found interesting. So I figured let's answer them here on this video. Here we go. Okay, so question number one definitely has to be, am I still using the HX Stomp? And the answer is yes, I'm using it on a daily basis, both here on my channel, on all of my videos, and also live. Though I don't play out live as much as I used to in the past, I do still play out quite often at my home church, and I use it every single time. And I've officially sold my Kemper. So those of you who have found me through the video, the HX Stomp versus the Kemper, that's the answer that you've probably been looking for. Did I keep the Kemper? Did I keep the HX Stomp? I kept the Stomp. At the price point and what it delivers, the versatility and what I can do with it, you couldn't beat it. So Kemper's gone, unfortunately, but I'm not too sad about it because the HX Stomp is doing an amazing job. Question number two I get almost on a daily basis, and that is, am I going to be giving away or selling my patches for the HX Stomp? The truth is, I kind of had the biggest fail that I've ever had here on YouTube, and that is making a promise that I did not keep. I promised that I would have those patches and sounds and whatever you want to call them ready for either free or for sale on my website, and I didn't deliver. I found that doing YouTube, doing life, being a dad, being a husband, having a full-time job, it's tough. It's tough to juggle everything, and I really have to make sure that I make the right choices and prioritizing all the things that are important to me in my life. And though music plays a huge role, making patches doesn't play that big of a role for me. I only have this much of a window to actually make music. It just didn't feel like I was making the most out of my time. Now here's the deal, I probably missed out on a really big opportunity, right? I could be selling those patches, I could be doing a lot of cool stuff, but I didn't do it. But I'm not here to make money. I'm here to make content that is going to be useful to you guys, to people who are actually watching and who are using my videos to educate either themselves or people around them. Question number three, and I get this question a lot, is do IRs really make a difference? If you do not know what an IR is an impulse response. It is literally a wave file that if you listen to it on its own, you wouldn't believe that it can accomplish what it actually can accomplish. I'm not even sure who created it, how it's done. I can't school you on that. But one thing I do know is that IRs have the ability to clone a speaker or a cabinet as a whole. You can better implement the sound that you hear in your head and utilize different speaker combinations and things of that nature. Now, when it comes to the HX Stomp, I've said this before and I will publicly say this again. If the HX Stomp did not allow me to use IRs, I would not use the HX Stomp, and that's the truth. For me, alone as it stands, I personally didn't vibe with the product. I know that's a bold statement, especially for someone who actually uses the product on a daily basis, but I don't think that the stock options really were that good. If you are planning on using any digital product, you are going to have to get used to the fact that you're going to have to make some investment in both your time and maybe a little bit of finances to be able to get the most out of that product. It was the same thing with all of them that I tried, whether it was the Kemper, the HX Stomp, the Axe Effect stuff. Either way, I got the most out of those products when I actually invested into getting IRs and other people's patches, because it made a world of a difference. So especially with the HX Stomp, 100%. IRs make a difference. How you doing? Yes, can I have a small, actually a medium iced coffee with caramel? So the other question that I get quite often is, have I seen the new Kemper Floorboard? I'm not even sure what it's called. Yes, I have seen it. Very impressive, long awaited, not necessarily for me. This whole time I was waiting for something more like the HX Stomp. Now if Kemper were to release something like that, man, it might be a game changer. But I'm not sure I love the effects in the Kemper as much as I love the effects in the Line 6 products. And last but not least, I want to address a comment that I've gotten a bunch of times about how I've compared different style amps on the HX Stomp and the Kemper. I've heard people say you're comparing a boutique amp with a cheap amp. If you constantly depend on the title of the amp, on the name of the amp to guide you, it's gonna fail you. Kemper, Line 6, Axe Effects, they've all used different versions of those amps. They all have their own opinions on how those amps sound. At the end of the day, you must use your ears to guide you and get you to the sound that you're most comfortable with. If you think that every AC30 is going to sound like an actual Vox AC30, you're highly and sadly mistaken. Use your ears, let them guide you, use IRs, find what sounds right and feels right. Don't worry about what the title says, and I guarantee you will have a much easier time playing digital amps versus the actual thing. I hope this video has helped you. Please do all the things. Be sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe if you haven't done so. Hit that bell icon so you know exactly when I upload a video. Thanks again, and until next time.